Welcome back, Rellism Sports Talk, episode 33 on this great Jackie Robinson day, baby. Yeah, see, I'm starting off the show with baseball. There you go, Drew Harlow. On this episode, we're going to talk about the Cardinals going for it. That is the Arizona Cardinals. Are the 49ers still sold on Mac Jones? Is the Nuggets season over now? FCS, big-time games. Deshaun Watson got 21 problems. HBCU and former players. Is this a trend or is this just for show? The Sixers with a big win over the Nets last night, but how significant was it? And I'm appreciative to be on someone else's channel, so that's the way I'm gonna start the show. One of my boys, Drew. He's one of the subscribers here. I met him. We went back and forth with a little knowledge here and there. Asked me to be on his show. And you got to check him out, man. His channel is on Twitch. It's called DrewGoesLive. A lot of sports knowledge. They talk about real life stuff too. So it's a great channel. Subscribe to him. Drew Goes Live on Twitch. Yeah, definitely subscribe to him. Good takes. He's got some good people on there with him. I had a blast. So thank you, Drew, for having me on. That was awesome. I really enjoyed it. The episode that I happen to be on is episode 7, and it's titled The Minnesota Shooting and Sports Rapid Fire. So if anybody wants to check out me on his show, and check out his show and subscribe to him also, because he has a great show going on too. So let's support everybody. Hopefully I can have him on my show one of these times, you know what I mean? But as I'm talking to these guys and everything, you know how I am. But couple hot topics that a lot of people disagree with me on came up. So I'm going to talk about it on here real quick. The first thing that they argue with me about, before we even get to my topics, we got to get these cleared up because I want everybody on my spot to know where my take was. Julian Edelman just retired. You know, Julian Edelman's dog out there. Dog, hard worker. He's had a great postseason. You know what I mean? Second most receiving yards in playoff history. 3 Super Bowls. And he's got a Super Bowl MVP. You know what I'm saying? So they were saying he's definitely a Hall of Fame. And I said, nope. As soon as he asked the question, I was like, nope. So, you know, all the stats that I just said are great. They're great. But it's funny because before I could even get on here, I saw LaShawn McCoy put out an article. And he said, they were talking about Julian Edelman. And he said, is he a Hall of Famer? He was like, heck no, come on, man. Come on, man. And that's the way I'm saying. Come on, man. Julian Edelman is not no Hall of Famer at all. Regular season stats are not good enough. He's only had 3 seasons with 1,000 yards receiving. And he had never had more than 7 receiving touchdowns in a year. He never made 1 Pro Bowl or 1 All-Pro. He's 75th in receiving yards and in receptions and 156 in receiving yards. Really? Really? He's a Hall of Famer? No, son. No. If they made some playoff Ring of Honor or something like that, yeah, he gonna be in that. Can he walk around and get a free? Can he get something free in Boston whenever he wants to? Yeah, he can. You know, he's going to be an icon there because he made some great plays for them. And he won 3 championships. And he's Super Bowl MVP. Cool for you, buddy. But you ain't no Hall of Famer. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? People would kill to have the career he had, but not a Hall of Fame career. You know what I mean? And like LaShawn McCoy was like, shit, I deserve to be a Hall of Fame over him. Then I started thinking about it. I was like, is LaShawn McCoy a Hall of Famer? I mean, he had the most yards and second most TDs over the whole 2010s. He was on the all-decade team, 6 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pros. Got 2 rings, too. Now, granted, you know what I'm saying, he played for the Chiefs. Didn't even suit up. And he made 1 play with Tampa Bay. But, hey, he got 2 rings. You know what I mean? But anyway, I ain't even worried about the rings. His numbers speak for itself. I think he might slide in there, LaShawn McCoy. But looking at his numbers, and I'm talking about might slide in, that just shows you Julian Edelman will not slide in. He is not a Hall of Famer. So, end that discussion. End it over. It's over. Julian Edelman's not. Now, the other one that they were dogging me on for the Hall of Fame, Phillip Rivers. And I've said this over and over on the show. I said it when he retired. I said whatever else. I said he is a Hall of Famer. Now, not winning the Super Bowl might not get him in on the first ballot. It might not because he didn't win a ring. But he will definitely get in. Are you kidding me? It won't take more than 3 years. I know that. Are you kidding me? He's 5th in TD passes. He played 240 straight games. That's only second to Brett Favre. He had 12 4,000-yard passing seasons. And what do quarterbacks do? They pass the ball. He had the 5th most yards. And since he was a starter in 2006, he's had the most yards than every other QB during that time, except Drew Brees. He's got more TD passes and one more starts than everybody other than Drew Brees and Tom Brady. And he's never missed a game. I mean, he's not a Hall of Famer? Really? That's Hall of Fame numbers, son. That's Hall of Fame numbers. So, I don't know what else we can say about Phillip Rivers. I mean, what? Yeah, he didn't win a ring. A lot of people ain't win no ring. Dan Marino ain't no ring. A lot of people ain't win no ring. So what? If John Elway would have never won his 2 rings, we still look at John Elway like, that's John Elway. Right or wrong? I mean, come on, man. Let's be for real. Take the blinders off and just look at the volume of what happened. You know what I'm saying? He did these numbers before today's football where everything's passing. You know what I mean? They couldn't get over the hump. Couldn't beat the big boys, but it's hard. Look at all the people that Jordan stopped from winning. Well, Phillip Rivers had to go through Tom Brady. And Peyton Manning. So I mean, come on, man. It's hard. It's hard to win. It's hard to win. And only so many teams make the playoffs. So, hey, he's putting up these numbers, period. Unlike Julian Edelman, who put those numbers up in the playoffs because his team was always there because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I mean, come on in, man. So, Julian Edelman, no Hall of Fame. Phillip Rivers, yes, Hall of Fame. Period. But getting to the Phillip Rivers thing, everybody's always going to talk about Phillip Rivers. When you talk about Phillip Rivers, you're always going to be linked with Big Ben and Eli Manning. It's always going to be there. So I started thinking about it. I said, let's rank them. They're all done. I mean, Eli Manning's done. Phillip Rivers is done. Big Ben's on his last little leg. Who's 1, 2, 3? Who do you put at 3? You got Ben with got 2 rings. Eli got 2 rings. Rivers got no rings. But Rivers got the stats. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough. I mean, it's tough. I think all 3 of them are going to be in the Hall of Fame. If Eli didn't have his rings, if he didn't have these lucky catches, and that boy would have jumped on his helmet like this, holding the ball, if that play don't happen, don't forget Tom Brady went down the field and went for the game-winning touchdown. The defense just couldn't hold up. Don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have another one. So, I don't know. But if we had to rank them, what are we going to do? What are we going to rank them? I guess historically, I guess we have to say Ben would be number 1. Ben would have to be number 1 because he's got 2 rings and his stats are closer to Phillip Rivers than Eli Manning's ever will be. But I'm going to put Rivers second just because Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. Sorry. He ain't had that defense with Michael Strahan and them boys out there doing things. And Eli Manning's going to get in. And I know people are going to say, well, Eli Manning's got 2 rings. And the one thing that puts Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, other than the 2 rings, he's got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. That's like, okay, you got 2 Super Bowl MVPs to go with your rings. You're going to get in, even though you were mediocre at best many times. And don't forget, when he won the Super Bowl, they were wild cards. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you some big division winner killing it out there. You wild cards. So, all three Hall of Famers, whatever. But stop dogging Phillip Rivers. He's in there. the next thing we talked about, one thing, it was kind of whatever. But it is kind of interesting because this kind of goes into one of the topics I want to talk about anyway. We know about the top picks and who's going to do what we think is going to happen. But what should the Falcons do with their pick? Do they take a successor? You know, the people on my man Drew's show hate Matt Ryan. And as a Washington fan, I'm like, shit, I'll take Matt Ryan, yo. Because we ain't got nothing. Ryan Fitz magic. They were clowning me, y'all. Y'all got to check it out. Drew Goes Live on Twitch. Episode 7. Minnesota Shootings and Sports Rapid Fire. They were dogging me, dog. They were dogging me about Matt Ryan, amongst other things. But it was good. I liked it, though. I like it. The Falcons. Everybody either seems to think they're going to trade the pick or they're going to draft the quarterback. In my opinion, you know what I would do? I'd ride with Matt Ryan for another 2-3 years. I think he's got another 2-3 years in him. He's not looking bad. You know who I'd take? Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is the guy I would take if I was Atlanta. And the reason why I would do that is because Julio Jones, stud, freak of nature. But he's getting older. He's injury prone. Whatever. Where you going to find another freak of nature at? At tight end. Tight end is a hard position to find. If you get a freak of nature at tight end to go along with Calvin Ridley on the outside, and they got some other little receivers out there that can do little things, because Calvin Ridley stepped up being a man. I didn't think Calvin Ridley was going to be like that. I mean, I thought he was going to compliment Julio well, but I feel like he could be a 1. You know, he's 1A, 1B right now. I feel like he could be a 1. He's that good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I slept with him a little bit, but Kyle Pitts, he come in there, you get him cheap. You get him cheap to finish out Julio's career and to be with Calvin Ridley and Matt Ryan. You got a chance to go. Go for it. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion. A lot of people are going to disagree with that. A lot of people say address the defense, this quarterback. We hate Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is serviceable. I'm sorry. Matt Ryan is serviceable. We saw Matthew Stafford getting traded because Jared Goff wasn't good enough. I mean, I feel like Matthew Stafford and Matt Ryan are similar. I mean, I would probably take Stafford over Ryan, but it's similar. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's like a 10 versus a 4. It's more like a 8 versus a 7. You know what I mean? I think it's close enough to keep Matt Ryan for a few years. It ain't like he's injury prone. He don't miss many games. You know what I'm saying? He's a winner. I mean, hey, whatever. So that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Who y'all think the Falcons should do. But speaking of quarterbacks, the 49ers made that big trade to move up to number 3. Big trade. And everybody's saying Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Now, Justin Fields had his second pro day. ESPN showing little glimpses of him and Kyle Shanahan together talking, trying to stir up all this mischief and all that. But hey, are they reneging on Mac Jones? I've already said I didn't think Mac Jones was like that. I thought he was going to fall all the way to my Washington team. And I was like, man, I don't even want Mac Jones. Now I'm like, shoot, I'll take Mac Jones down because they've been hyping him up. But yo, if the 49ers do not take Justin Fields at number 3 if he's there, then I don't know, man. I just feel like and I don't even like Justin Fields, but he's a winner. He's a winner every week goes. He's a winner, and he's tough. I ain't gonna lie, that semifinal game when he got hit, when he was sliding, that dude crushed him, and he was hurt, grabbing his ribs, still making plays. I want players like that. I want players like that, yo. You know what I'm saying? He's got that grit. He's got that I'm the man type junk. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, let's go. And I feel like in that system in Ohio State, you ain't even get to see all of what Justin Fields can do. Yo, he can run. You watch that Netflix special, QB1? He can run. He can run. You might not have seen it in Ohio State much, but he can run. You put him with that 49er run and attack, the way Kyle Shanahan likes to do all these different things. Yo, I'm telling you, let's go. I think they should do that. The extra pro. What's up with all these extra pro days though? Is this gonna be a thing? Really? Are we gonna start having all these weird pro days all the time? Oh, I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna do another pro day. No, I'm gonna do what you did. I ain't got time for this. Yo, come on, man. Whatever, yo. All right, now we get into my topics after the 49ers. The Cardinals. That's my new team. The Cardinals. Yeah. So what? My wife knows that I called it last year. Only because I had him on fantasy. I like Kyler Murray, you know what I'm saying, and Duke. But I'm telling you, yo, the Cardinals, they going for it. You know, they got J.J. Watt earlier. Then they got A.J. Green. A.J. Green? Don't sleep. A.J. Green was one of the top 5 wide receivers a few years ago before the injuries happened. I'm not saying he's going to still be A.J. Green, but he's still going to be A.J. Green. So A.J. Green in that wide receiver core. And then you just got James Conner, too. Kenyon Drake left, but so what? I think he was overrated anyway. James Conner, too. Cardinals are trying to do things. Cardinals trying to do things. And I think they will. But I'll tell you what. Calling it right now. The hardest division in football. NFC West. Because you got the Niners. The Cardinals. Like I just said, the Cardinals, they going for it. If Kyler Murray makes another turn the third year, I think he might win MVP. Saying it right now. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Kyler Murray, MVP next year. Calling it right now. Episode 33, Kyler Murray, NFL MVP. The Rams, hey, they going for it too. They say Jared Goff, #1 pick. Yeah, you the man. Get out. You even took us to the Super Bowl. Get out. You only scored 3 points. Get out. Matthew Stafford, you were part of an 0-16 team. Come in. You the man. You get a chance. And I'm happy for Matthew Stafford. I'm happy for him to get a chance to be on a winning team. With that defense, even though Aaron Donald's got some, he's got some criminal something going on they talking about. I don't know. I hope it don't, man. I hope. And these knucklehead dudes, man. Y'all are rich men. Come on. Stop being knuckleheads. Anyway, the Rams, solid defense, whatever. Solid team. Then you got the Seahawks. Russ is trying to cook. He's still there. He ain't on the Bears. He's there. Tyler Lockett just got some money. DJ Metcalf is a freak. I think Olsen's still there, tight end. Defense has still got some players, you know what I mean? They will address the running back issue. But Russ is still there. So why not? And then you got the 49ers who has to make this big decision. What they going to do at 3? What you going to do at 3? You know, are you going to get a quarterback or are you trying to get somebody to help you right now? So, that division, and they were just in the Super Bowl years ago. You know what I mean? This division, them 4 squads, that's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a bloodbath. So, I'm very interested in that. Very interested in that. And what makes it cool with that NFL, the 17th game, is when you play like the NFC West is going to play the AFC West. Imagine the NFC West with them squads. Kansas City would have to play all, you know what I'm saying, have to play the winner of that one if they won. I think rivalry is going to happen with this. I love that 17th game. I hope they keep it like that. Hope they keep it like NFC East will play the AFC East and you play whatever number you fall into the division. I think that's awesome. Because you can have all kinds of rivalries on different conferences. I think that could be special if some things work out like that. That'd be cool, I think. So now switching over to basketball. Unfortunate news. Jamal Murray sucks. And I'm a Laker fan, but I don't mind the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want the Clippers to win. So, but the Nuggets went all in. They got Aaron Gordon, you know what I'm saying? JaVale McGee. They were doing some things. And Jamal Murray, their superstar, hurts himself. He's out for the year. So is their season done? Yes. People can say what all they want to about the Joker being MVP, carrying the team. Yeah, but the Joker can only do so much. And Aaron Gordon is Aaron Gordon. You know, he's going to be what he is. You need that killer. Jamal Murray was that killer, yo. He was out there that killer. I don't care what nobody says. Jamal Murray was doing things. And you need Jamal Murray if you're going to win. And now they're done. There's still going to be they're going to be a hard out still, but they're not going to. I mean, they might win first round series, but. And that sucks because I like to see the parody of it. I like to see all these different teams. You know, even though I'm a Laker fan, but like I like to see battles. I want to see 7-game series. I want to see old school drag out 7 games, making it all crazy. Marv Alberts out there like, oh, I want to see those. I miss those. I want to see that Allen Iverson versus Vince Carter, you know, game 7 when they battled each other. Those are the days. That was the memories. Knicks versus Heat. Game 7, everything on the line. But when you lose a player like Jamal Murray, that takes away some of that. Now you know it's not going to be there. You know, seeing Denver last year with Utah, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray going at it in that bubble, that was powerful. But now we're not going to have that. So, as a fan, we got robbed of that. As a man, it sucks for Jamal Murray. And as an organization, Denver, it sucks. But at least you making moves to try to win. You know, and hopefully next year he'll be back and doing some things. So, the Sixers, big win over the Nets last night. They were up big, but the Nets came back. You know, Joel Embiid, I mean, he had 39 and 13. I mean, was it a big deal? They got the best record in the NBA. Kevin Durant didn't play. James Harden didn't play. So, was it a big deal? I think all that, none of that matters. Did you see the end of the game? Kevin Durant's out there hyped with all these bench players that they came back and they made it a game. Kevin Durant knows if I'm out there, I'm killing y'all. Because he's one of them. He's a sniper, yo. He's a sniper. And Joel Embiid, I'm all for Joel Embiid winning MVP. They're 29 and 8 when he plays. So, he's definitely the factor. But Ben Simmons ain't no killer. Joel Embiid is a big man. I feel like big man killers can't do it no more. I think you have to have like that shooting guard, small forward type superstar to be that guy. It's just my opinion. I feel like that's the person that's going to take you over. I think that spot, that shooting guard, that small forward person has to be your best player in that role instead of the big man. And I just think that's what it's going to be. I could see them getting knocked out by somebody else. Second round. You know, so who knows? But in the midst of the Minnesota shooting and the trial going on and all that, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. We could go on and on for this, talking about this. Who knows when enough's enough? I mean, it's just nuts. But on a positive note with that, today's Jackie Robinson Day in baseball. Everybody's got the 42 on. I love it. I love the fact that they do this every year. And I think it's great. I also love the fact that there's a whole bunch of black players. And yeah, there are some black Major League Baseball players. There's a couple. But they're donating their game. They're donating their game check to different organizations. What I say is, all that's cool. But until like you see white players, Dominican players, Puerto Rican players, whatever else, Chinese, I don't care who it is. When they start acknowledging that these are situations that matter, when they start donating their game checks on Jackie Robinson Day or whatever day we want to do it on to help with these causes, to help with this education of Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, that's going to be the difference. That's the difference because that shows more solidarity. That shows more togetherness. A black man can do anything for a black situation, just like a white person can do something for a white situation. So it doesn't mean nothing. But when a white person says, I'm donating this to support this for a black something, that means something. That means a lot. LeBron James and everybody else can stand up talking about, we're doing this, we're doing that. And that's all great. That's all super duper great. Super duper great. But until you get somebody like, who's a white player that's messed up. I know there's some in there. I know there's some. What about Mike Trout? Let's say Mike Trout said, I'm doing this to education of, police to do something, whatever. I'm donating this to help education of minorities, whatever. I think that's when you will see the difference. When you start seeing big, other than black names, doing some things like that. And I'm not trying to say that's the only things that matter, but those are the things in the headlines right now. So those are the things that can really make a positive difference. It's what it is, and like Deshaun Watson, all this is going on with Deshaun Watson, and I'm like, and now I'm glad the names that came out, so you know who they are. Have you seen some of the pictures? Damn, Deshaun Watson, what, they put you in a coma when you were massaging? You seen some of them? I mean, you rich, man. You're rich. Anyway, but here's my problem with it, though. The first woman come out talking about, let me get 100 G's. Be hush. I feel like that's the wrong way to do it, man. And I know we got all this other movements and everything, Me Too and You Too and everything this. If that first woman would have just came out and said, yo, I'm doing this so the other 20 won't exist. I want to prove and get him to stop doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You can get repercussions and stuff like that later on. You know what I'm saying? You can do some civil something. But the main focus should have been stopping this man doing it. If he was doing this, it should have been, your focus should have been stopping him from doing it to the next person. Not, yo, maybe I can get paid off this. Because now it looks suspect. Now you look suspect. Now you're making the other 20, which might all be true. I'm not saying they ain't. But now you make it kind of cloudy. It's a gray area now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Be for real. Be for real. If you want to prove a point, prove the point. If you want to make a stand, make a stand. But don't make it about you and what you can gain from it. Make a stand because it's the right thing to do. That's all I'm saying about that. HBCUs! HBCUs! We got another NFL coach. NFL player turned coach, Tennessee State, Eddie George. Eddie George, Tennessee State, HBCU. It's crazy. Now we got some other NFL players that play, like my man at Virginia State, who played in the NFL. But seeing big names like Deion Sanders, Eddie George, names like that, it's bringing more prestige, bringing more notoriety. These are things that we can do. These are things to do. And I'm happy for it. Let's go. Proud to be an HBCU dad over here, yo. Proud of it. Proud of my son. But to the football aspect of it, FCS games. Big games. James Madison University around this area. Playing Richmond, where I'm from. Number 1 versus number 12. The winner's going to be the CAA South champion. And it's going to determine the seedings and stuff like that. So, big time game. Big time game. Rick Huss, VMI is number 15 in the country in the FCS. They going to play in their military classic. The military classic for the Silver Shekel Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. The winner's going to win the SoCon. If VMI wins, they win the SoCon Conference. And then they'll get back in that playoffs. I know they were out there quarterback and everything, but hey, they battling. Their offense is studs. Look, I started talking about VMI. The dog's like, yeah, my dog, his name is Cadet for VMI. So, yeah, I'm lying. But, yeah, the military classic. VMI Citadel. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what the records are. It's a rivalry. So, VMI, you get this military classic, baby, and get in this playoffs. Because I want to see y'all beat JMU. And then speaking of classics, then we have a finish today. The classic, the big-time classic. The SWAC East Division champion will be decided this weekend when Alabama A&M takes on Alabama State Hornets. Hornets in the Magic City Classic, baby. I can't wait. Hopefully next year I get to go because I want to experience all that. I want to see everything. I want to go for the week. I want to see the step shows. I want to see the battle of bands. I want to see everything. You know, I'm hyped that my son gets to be a part of it right now. But I want this COVID stuff to go away because I want to be a part of this classic. But the winner's going to play for the title. So, Alabama State started off rough in the beginning. But hey, we here. One more big win. One more big win. And you play for a SWAC title. So let's go, Alabama State Hornets. Do it, baby. Let's go. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget about Drew Goes Live on Twitch. That's my man's channel. Subscribe to him. Appreciate the love, Drew. Thank y'all. See y'all next time. All right.